Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the founder of Buddha Business School. It's the world's first spiritual business school. We'll explain next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, there are business schools in every major city, but none of them focus on spirituality. And that's why I invited my next guest on the show. Arjan Shaman Shu is in the studio, and he is the founder of Buddha Business School. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Jeff. Truly a pleasure.
Well, I want to hear a little bit about your journey, because we have something in common. We're both preachers' kids. So you grew up in the Baptist church?
Absolutely. My mother, pastor. Father, pastor. I have 3 siblings. They're all pastors. They run their own churches. As a matter of fact, my sister, president of American Baptist Association, so she runs thousands of churches.
Yes.
My daughter is getting her PhD right now from Vanderbilt, so in religion. She got 2 master's degrees from Yale in theology. So
wow, it's the family business.
The family business.
All right, I want to pull up your website, and as we scroll down the website, why don't you explain what is Buddha Business School?
Buddha Business School is for individuals that want to have had careers in business. They're stressed or burnout or exhausted, and it really creates balance. And so for myself, I was a serial entrepreneur, running many successful businesses and lost businesses. But what saved me, what kept me going, was I started understanding the spiritual sense of things, how to meditate. There's a billionaire right now who runs $150 billion fund, Ray Dalio, and literally he talks about mindfulness meditation, transcendental meditation. That's one thing that saved his life. These things have saved my life. Learning how to meditate, learning just simple things like mudras, and these are hand movements that people work with. How do you hold your hands when you walk into a room? You create power in that room. You see it right now when you're in the White House. This is what Elon Musk does all the time. He does like this. This is a mudra called the Yoni mudra, and it represents focus. So these are things that people do unconsciously that we just don't know. We're bringing the unconscious to the conscious mindset.
Outstanding. And let's talk a little bit about mindfulness, meditation. I mean, those are some of the pillars that you guys embrace.
Correct. Well, it all starts with meditation. I mean, the world would not be here had not God meditated on it. And so before Genesis 1:1, there was a thought. And from that thought, he created everything. In the spiritual sense, we say prayer is us talking to God. When we meditate, God has the ability to talk to us. Many people have meditation. They just don't realize we do this. In the morning when you take your shower, if people that take showers, you always get these unique thoughts or ideas in the water, in the shower. That is a form of meditation. And so were we doing these things unconsciously? Meditation is just sitting down, and what you call mindfulness meditation is letting thoughts run through your mind without any focus. But if you practice this over days and over months, things begin to happen for you. We're actually able to deal with people that have mental health issues. If you're fuzzy with ideas that you have, just sitting down and in your thought, taking a couple of deep breaths, because God gave us this thing called the breath of life within ourselves. That alone, just taking a breath right now, centered to both you and I. I took the breath and you felt it. And so these are things when we talk mindfulness and meditation, breath is what God gave us. In the Bible, they call it the Ruach breath, or the Pneuma breath. And so in East, they call it the Prana breath. And so we teach breath work, we teach mudras, we teach meditation. We teach the power of visualization. Visualization is another tool that we use. And many people talk about that, name it and claim it, and everyone creates a vision board. But thousands of years ago, there was something called a yantra, and the yantra was a visualization tool that you're able to meditate on that actually was a great manifestation tool.
Yes.
And so these are the things that we bring into our Buddha business school. That's the significance of what we do.
And you brought a prop. Tell us what
This
you
is
brought.
just water, man. This wasn't as good as water. I mean, water is as old as all of us. There isn't anything older than water when you start to think about it. And we're made out of water. Our bodies are 72% water.
Yes.
Our bloodstream that flows through our blood is 93% water. So, we ask the scientists we're talking about, we're fusing spirituality and science. Think about your blood being 93% water. You say your father was a pastor. In the book, Jesus, when they pierced him in the side, he bled blood and water. When we talk about in Genesis 1 and 2, water stared God in the face. And so then God spoke to the water and it separated the heavens and earth. And that is a true biblical context. And so I bring water everywhere. Water is within all of us. Water is a connection point. People that want to relax, go sit with the water. And so every day I get up in the morning, I drink my water, I open up and I sit and I just talk to it. I let water, we just have a conversation. Let God talk to water. I can do it too. Because he said, these are the things that you can do. We are made in the image. So I speak the time, water helped to heal my body. Water helped to heal my mind. Water protect my family. And these are things that we are able to do, create healing thoughts. Water bring me more intelligence. These are things that I'm able to do. And then I take a deep breath and I drink my little water. And when you do that, it tastes so good. It tastes so good.
We were talking before the show, and you used the expression spiritual MBA.
Yes. So from a spiritual standpoint, when you think about how we came here as beings, if you will, we're all spiritual beings inside of a body. And so we have been trained through programs to just go, 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 go. Everyone understands what an MBA is, the traditional masters of business. But what if you had a spiritual masters, a true business? And so the true business from the ancient way is the tools we talked about. When you can utilize a simple hand movement to create calmness within yourself. This is a hand movement. This is a mudra right now. I'm going to just show you this right now. This just creates harmony within a room. And so when you are dealing with in your business meetings and you understand this mudra by itself and create harmony within your environment for yourself or within a room, it creates calmness. This is spiritual business. That's just one example.
And it's online, so people don't have to move to another state to attend your...
All online is worldwide. I mean, we're in a world wide web now.
Yeah.
And so people can go, of course, everything that we've created is through our temple. It's called Buddha Digital Temple. And so we are all temples within ourselves. And so inside of that, we have the business school, which we're talking about, that you can go to the school. You can receive a spiritual MBA. You can receive a bachelor's degree as well, and a PhD. We are a ecclesiastic organization, which means we have the ability to give out real degrees. And so our spiritual MBA is a 9-month program. And it's for people that don't want to play around. They want to create balance. And we show you uniqueness of how to create manifestation in ancient way, utilizing one of the tools is called the Sri Yantra. And we could talk the Sri.
Yeah.
Sri is if you go around the world, it sits on temples, and it's a form of triangles, the triangulations. And I know people think it sounds woo woo and different things, but it actually has a name. Sri Yantra was the actual Sanskrit, one of the oldest languages in the world. Sri represented wealth. Yantra means machine. So they had a word for wealth, had a word for abundance, had a word for business way back then, Sri Yantra. So just in the mindfulness of meditating, just having to understand how to meditate with a Sri Yantra visualization helps to create that balance.
All right, give us an idea. Who's a perfect candidate for your school?
A perfect candidate is someone that is on the way to, they want consciousness. The perfect student would be an individual who is tired of traditional business as it is. You don't want to just be a pure capitalist. You want to create balance for yourself, for your life, for your family. A person would be someone that that's challenging and has what I would call a roller coaster experience, where they're happy today and tomorrow they're sad. Just trying to manage the entrepreneurial roller coaster of life.
Sure.
As you can imagine, what is it like to meet payroll? Sometimes people, how do you balance it out? How do you balance out the go, the grind? And when you grind so much, you grind it out. This is what a grinder is.
Yes.
So that would be our traditional student.
We're going to show a clip here in about 30 seconds, but I want you to set this up. So there is a walk of peace that's going on right now. Describe that, and what is it? What is it all about?
Well, monks have been walking as a part of meditation. Well, we do it. We do it around Nike tennis shoes and or Adidas, but that's been a way of meditating. So these monks are literally walking right now from Dallas Fort Worth, 2,300 miles to Washington D.C. and they're walking for peace. And so it's amazing. I thought it was very powerful to see them walk across the Mississippi, Edwards Pettus Bridge in Alabama. That was huge.
Yes.
Just to connect, it's all about peace. And so it is 15 monks that are doing this. They're from Thailand, Laos, that part of the area. That's the area that my training is from as an Arjan. So it's all of many monks as a part of your rites of passage, if you will.
Yes.
You walk for peace.
Very
It's
cool.
all about peace.
All right, I found a great clip from a couple days ago. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Despite the cold weather, a group of monks walking for peace from Texas to Washington, D.C. made it to Virginia yesterday. But one moment in North Carolina is getting a lot of attention.
On Tuesday, people gathered to meet the monks and show their support. The mother of a 9-year-old boy with autism shared her joy after a monk came over and tied a string bracelet all around her son's wrist. Samantha Bray shared the moment on social media, and it's been seen by millions. Her son is nonverbal, and he doesn't allow even family members to put anything on his wrist, but he accepted that bracelet.
Having that moment with our family, surrounded by our community and the monks, it was just a really beautiful moment to experience and to share our story and to even add, for him to tolerate that and kind of just being in that moment together was pretty spectacular.
The monks will reach our area in the coming days. Their first stop in Central Virginia will be in Petersburg on Saturday. They're currently making their way through Brunswick County. You can track their progress through their social media pages. The full walk to our nation's capital is expected to take 120 days.
I never get tired of seeing these images.
It's so tranquil and
I know.
Soothing.
And they must have that presence about them, and that's why that young boy felt comfortable. I love it.
So powerful, and they're again getting national news attention because this is such a bold and courageous effort. I want to speak with you for a couple minutes about Buddha. So many people don't know he was a regular guy.
Right. Buddha the name Buddha means enlightenment, enlightened one. He was just a regular individual. He wasn't anything magical. Of course, if you study the history of Siddhartha, what they call the original Buddha, he was a prince and went out. He had all this wealth and all this grandeur and went out to understand himself.
Yes.
He went to the highways and byways. He went into the communities and met people who taught him. And so then he came, and that's why he's called the Buddha. Literally, just a regular individual. And so Buddhism, as people classify it, this is not what our school is about. It isn't about what you call traditional Buddhism.
Sure.
It literally is, I, as a regular person, wants to be my best self. You, as a regular person, wants to be your best self. And so these are individuals around the world that literally are just want to be their best self. This is not about religion. We say religion is division. It's about the spirituality of you becoming your best individual.
And let's talk about the stress in society right now, because I can't think of a time when Americans have been more stressed out than we are now. How is your school an answer to the biggest epidemic that's facing the country right now, which is stress and anxiety?
Well, the epidemic, this is not anything new. We've seen this before through the crashes with the stock markets and other crashes. It's stress has always been there. It's what do you do when you're having that moment? And that literally is mindfulness meditation is a big thing, taking walks. And people don't know what they don't know. So that is the significance of Buddha University. That's the significance of Buddha Digital Temple, because we are a safe space for learning. We teach things like common words like Reiki, energy, that the average person never heard of, but there are people that are into that. We teach the uniqueness of ancient traditions. We say meditation. We say mantras. People have heard of those specific things, but we get into we go deeper into what they represent. And so it saved my entire life. I've been, an entrepreneur. I've lost many times over, but understanding meditation, understanding what we call the 5 tools: meditation, the mudras, the mantras, the breath work, and the yantras literally saved my life. And so this is a journey that you can't teach what you haven't experienced. For individuals that are looking for a different way of balance, this is what's enabled us to do. In the crisis of what's going on in the world right now, balance is everything.
Okay, we have about a minute left. So final thoughts. What do you want to leave the audience with?
Meditate, 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 and talk to your water. I mean, your water is everything. We pray over water. God prayed over water. Genesis 1 and 2, and further into the scriptures, when he spoke to the water. And if we want individuals, just talk to your water. Your water, you have a gift. Your body's made of this. Spend the time having fun speaking to that. And go to our Buddha, go to Buddha Digital Temple. The website is buddha.digital. Learn a little bit more about us inside of buddha.digital. We talk about our business school, our hospital. We've got it all there. And it's literally our way of giving back to the community for total transformation. Thank you so much.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. We're going to have you back on again soon. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.